Hello, my dear friends. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I can only apologize for such a long break. I know it's been 4 months and actually more than 4 months, and I know it's not the best strategy for a new YouTube channel. So, thank you so much for your patience and for sticking around. The reason I've had such a long break was that in November last year, my father has been unexpectedly diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer, and he passed away 2 weeks ago. The family situation is very complicated at this moment, but my mom, our dog Arnie, and me, we are all doing as well as expected under the current circumstances. But I haven't forgotten about you. During the last few months, I took my camera with me whenever possible or appropriate, so I have plenty of material to share with you. But for today, I only want to tell you that I'm back, and I would like to show you the wonders of my winter wonderland and also the arrival of spring. And I would love to talk about gardening and my plants. So yes, I will show you some of the old materials in my next few videos. A lot has happened since my last video, and apart from what I've mentioned already, I took part in a Christmas market. It was a great experience, and it motivated me to open my own Etsy shop in the near future, to sell all my crocheted, knitted, and sewn things. And I have also spent my first Christmas at a cottage, and despite all the circumstances, it was even more magical than I could have ever expected. It was absolutely dreamy. Dreamy. I made sure I had plenty of time to relax, eat all the junk food, drink plenty of my mom's homemade eggnog, and obviously, spend a lot of time reading. There isn't that much to update you on about the cottage, but I've got the worktops cut to measure in the kitchen, and they are in place now, and I'm currently waiting for the plumber to finish the job. I need to build a small concrete pedestal for under my cooker. Oh, and yes, I do have a cooker now. I can't wait to show you in my next video. And seriously, what a difference that makes, especially for heating up the water. So yes, the concrete pedestal is my biggest job for this week. You'll see more of that in the next video. But today, like I said, I would like to talk more about garden, my gardening plan, and to give you some tips and ideas what to do in the garden at this very moment. And just like that, the spring came. I didn't have time nor the energy to clean up the garden in the autumn, so that's going to be my major job for the next few weeks. And luckily, the weather has been great last weekend, so I've started with all the cleanup, and I've even planted radishes, green peas, carrots, and parsnips. And a month ago, I've started my pepper seedlings indoor, but sadly I've not had much luck with them this year, so I was happy to get some seedlings from my hairdresser. If you live in the same climate or in a similar climate like me, by that I mean just a mild frost these days every now and then, and the temperatures during the day staying at least a few degrees above zero, then you can also plant things like kohlrabi, kale, onions, spinach, lettuce, or strawberries directly outdoor, and you can cover them with a non-woven fabric if the freezing temperatures come back. Now is also the best time to start your tomato, your broccoli, cauliflower, and even more lettuce seedlings indoor. So what I'm showing you in today's video is one of the ways to keep the paths weed free without actually using a weed killer. First of all, I had to clear the paths. I didn't take all the weeds out, just the big ones, the chunky ones. And I have a pile of sand left from when the guys were doing the new facade for my cottage. So I got myself a black tarp. Now this one, I'm not entirely sure what the English word for this would be, but it's not plastic. It's kind of like a fabric, so when it rains, the water seeps through and it makes sure that there are no puddles. I use the sand to cover the fabric, and yes, there are still some weeds occasionally popping up on the sides, but they're very easy to pull, and this way, at least for me, is very manageable and it looks pretty. I am also planning to get some wood chips when I get some more money to put on the top of the sand, but that's not necessary. But I did this in my previous garden in my old house, and it really was a great way to control the weeds, and it was actually comfortable to walk on, and it just looked very tidy and pretty. Now, this job I would normally do indoor. I cannot honestly remember the last time we had such a lovely weather at the beginning of March, so I had to make the most of it. And here are the ceilings I mentioned, the pepper ceilings I got from my hairdresser. And I'm just separating them individually into these little pots, which are going to be then on my windowsill. The seedlings have the biggest job done, and all they need now is regular watering, plenty of sunshine, and nice temperatures above 20 degrees, so they will do very well on the windowsill, or at least I hope. So yes, spring is here, which is great. We're still expecting some colder weather coming this weekend, but we're supposed to get some rain, which is awesome because it will fill my water tanks. So I'm not that unhappy about that. And after all the work and all the madness of the last few months, I think it's time to take a little break. Take a little break. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. And from now on, the videos will be regular-ish again. And I cannot, honestly, I cannot wait to show you what I'm gonna do with the garden and the cottage this year. So again, thank you for sticking by, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.